Greetings, friends, and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I am your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your vitality, to your health, to your well-being, and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body, you are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That's why we are here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 27 years of practicing pharmacy, I've seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity and skin diseases like acne and eczema, psoriasis, rosacea, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds. Recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle. But what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure. Because the human biological system is a healing system, it's a regenerating system. It is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis. And while some folks may call that a miracle, this healing, renewing, regenerating system is simply the way the body works. If you have questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs, we are here for you on The Bright Side. We welcome your calls. 855-660-4261 is our number, 855-660-4261. Try to get on board early. The phone lines fill up quickly, 855-660-4261. If you have a comment or a success story you'd like to share, we love hearing success stories. If you just want to contribute to the conversation or you have questions about the longevity products, 855-660-4261 is our number on The Bright Side. If you want to learn more about the longevity products, the ones I take and the ones I recommend, head over to brightsideben.com. Take a look at our shopping cart with all the longevity products, including my personal favorite longevity product, the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, now the Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0. Multivitamin mineral complex powder you add to water and drink. Most folks will notice results within 1 or 2 doses. That's because it's packed and loaded with nutrients in a water-soluble, drinkable format. The body loves water-soluble nutrients. Even the fat-soluble vitamins have been made hydrophilic or water-soluble, so when you drink your Beyond Tangy Tangerine, those hard-to-absorb nutrients like vitamin A and E and K, you'll be able to get those in your system rapidly as well. The stuff is $50 a canister. What are you waiting for? If you haven't tried it yet, give it a shot. You can find out all about it on my website, brightsideben.com, or you can call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470, 866-735-2470. Also, check out my blog, pharmacistben.com. I got a new post up there. Hopefully it's up. It'll be up sometime today if it's not up already. Some of the things about vitamin D that I'm not going to be able to get to. There's so much to talk about with vitamin D. We've been talking about now for 3 or 4, actually for about a week or so now, maybe more. We've been talking about the importance of vitamin D. There's some really interesting stuff about vitamin D that I'm not going to be able to get to, but I did jot down some of these ideas on my blog, and it should be posted sometime today, pharmacistben.com. We try to update it regularly with news stories as well as posts that I do 2 or 3, 4 times a week. Okay, so we're winding down our discussion on vitamin D. We'll probably finish it up here in our next program. And then I want to take a break from bone-building, anti-aging, anabolic, that's a fancy way of saying building, anabolic nutrition. And I want to start to address some of these letters and Facebooks that I've gotten over the last few weeks and months. I get hundreds of letters and Facebooks a month. If you've sent me a note, I haven't replied, please accept my apologies. I'd love to be able to answer everybody personally, but as much as I try to keep up, it really isn't an impossible task. But if you've written to me and I haven't replied yet, make sure you listen in next week. I'm going to try to get to a bunch of letters. And who knows, I might end up getting to your letter. If it works well and you guys approve, because it's all about you guys, if you approve of this, I'm going to do it on a regular basis. We'll maybe take a day on The Bright Side and we'll just discuss letters and Facebooks. And you can see how this whole how we address the disease state. And we do it on phone calls as well, but when I get these letters, sometimes you guys can put more information in the letters, and it's easier for me to respond on the air to letters than it is sometimes to phone calls. In any case, we'll do that next week, and then we'll move on to our next non-calcium osteoporosis nutrient after vitamin D and vitamin A, similar to vitamin D and vitamin A, actually. This is a poorly understood and underappreciated nutrient that is not only important for bone health, but also for bruising, for post-surgical healing, as well as general anti-aging. All right, so last time we spoke, we were talking about the relationship of vitamin D to that much maligned molecule cholesterol. Vitamin D is super cholesterol. It's electrified cholesterol. You only have to look at the chemical structure of vitamin D and the chemical structure of cholesterol, and you'll see the similarities. You don't even have to be a chemist. You can just look at the structure, and you can visibly see that these things are basically, at least, if not basically the same, they're very, very similar. Vitamin D is solar-activated cholesterol, an electrified version of cholesterol, and its relationship to the sun highlights the importance of getting enough sunshine, getting enough sunlight without burning. This solar activation of cholesterol is, vitamin D, which is a solar-activated cholesterol, is activated by a form of the sun, a form of solar energy called UVB. UVB as opposed to UVA and UVC. UVB is the ray that your dermatologist will tell you not to get. UVB is the ray your dermatologist will tell you to avoid. The most UVB rays occur around 12 noon to around 2 p.m. in the afternoon in the summertime. It's basically the hottest sun of the day and the hottest sun of the year. That's when you get the most UVB, and that's when you get the most vitamin D. The main deficiency disease associated with vitamin D is something called rickets, R-I-C-K-E-T-S, rickets, and that's a disease that's marked by a softening of the bone. That's because vitamin D's main role, or at least one of its main roles, is to improve the body and the bone's ability to utilize calcium. That is why you want to make sure that if you are taking calcium, you want to be taking vitamin D, or at least making sure that you're getting some sun. You don't want to be deficient in vitamin D if you're taking calcium. And because of the relevance, the importance of vitamin D to calcium absorption throughout the body, not just in bone softening is not the only health issue that you're going to have if you have a vitamin D deficiency. Calcium, as we'll be talking about in the coming weeks, is far more than a hardening mineral. So if you can't absorb calcium because you're deficient in vitamin D, you're going to have a lot of other problems. Yes, it's true, mineralization, hardening of the bone, is the most well-known of calcium's benefits, but as it turns out, this is just one of calcium's many roles in the body. Calcium is a signaling mineral. It activates chemical reactions, especially chemical reactions in muscles and in nerves. So if you have a vitamin D deficiency issue, you are very likely going to have muscle problems and nerve problems, multiple sclerosis, neuropathies, muscle contraction issues. These are all signs of calcium issues, and they can be very well secondary to problems with vitamin D or vitamin D deficiency. Doctors and pharmaceutical companies have a class of drugs they call calcium channel blockers. In this crazy logic of pharmaceuticals, this crazy drug-minded medical mentality, it's supposedly good to stop calcium from getting into the cells. Why? Because when you stop calcium from getting into the cells can't do their work. The cells have to stop. So doctors love this for arrhythmias or for heartbeats that are too fast, atrial fibrillation. They'll give you something called a calcium channel blocker, which blocks the access of calcium into a cell, thereby dumbing down the cell. Now, who the heck thinks that's a good idea? Oh, yeah, the drug companies that are making billions of dollars off this stuff. Drugs that stop calcium from entering in the cells are particularly effective on nerve cells and muscle cells. And if you're thinking to yourself, that doesn't sound like a very good idea, you're absolutely correct. It's a very, very bad idea. This is why drugs like verapamil, nifedipine, Norvasc, these are calcium channel blocker drugs. They're among the most toxic, if not the most toxic class of drugs. They're certainly among the most toxic of all drugs. Earlier this month, there was an article that appeared in JAMA at the beginning of August. The Journal of the American Medical Association had quoted the results of a study done at the Fred Hutchinson Cancer Center in Seattle. It showed that calcium channel blockers, CCBs they call them, tripled the risk of breast cancer in older women. Tripled it. It should come as no surprise. You can't block, you can't inhibit, you can't suppress chemistry in the body with drugs and not to expect negative side effects. It's just common sense, folks. All right, we're coming back with more good health information on the bright side. Don't go away.
Hey, Hey, everybody, Jason Lewis here with another great idea from JasonLewisTeam.com. Now, how would you like an energy drink that's actually good for you? That's right, one that not only gives you an afternoon pick-me-up, but that's loaded with the most important antioxidants for reducing the damage from stress. It's called Pollen Burst, and it's a natural burst of energy that lasts for hours. Now, most energy drinks rely on a massive dose of caffeine, sugar, or even vitamin B. Pollen Burst takes a more balanced approach, and that's why I like it. I also love the fact that Pollen Burst has plenty of vitamin D and green tea extract. This is the best energy drink I've ever tried. So trust me, you'll not only like it better than the others, you'll love the way it's individually packaged for freshness as well. They've got these on-the-go stick packs. They're great. Pollen Burst. It's available at JasonLewisTeam.com or simply call 1-855-310-TEAM. For a natural burst of energy, it's Pollen Burst at JasonLewisTeam.com or 1-855-310-TEAM.
Have you ever felt like the United States government knows way too much about your financial affairs? I continue to hear stories about property seizures, frozen bank accounts, confiscation of stocks and bonds. It makes me wonder if the U.S. citizen will ever again have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Unfortunately, with the Drug and Money Laundering Act, the IRS Revenue Ruling 6045 of 1984, and the Trading with the Enemy Act and Franklin D. Roosevelt's Executive Order of 1933, some precious metals holdings are subject to government intervention. For this reason, Midas Resources has prepared a report explaining the boundaries of trading precious metals privately. Whether if you have any intention of trading with Midas Resources or not, I have instructed my representatives to give this report out free. Call for your free copy at 1-800-686-2237. When investing, always proceed with caution. Again, call 1-800-686-2237. Exercise your legal right to trade metals privately. 1-800-686-2237.
Hi, this is Steve Sanchez, and based on a recent study, it was found that 57 million Americans had legal issues over the last 12 months, but only 60% of those studied sought out the services of a lawyer. Why? In a nutshell, affordability. Well, my friends at Legal Shield have created a solution that can help you not if, but when you need an attorney. For as little as $17 per month, Legal Shield will provide you unlimited access to qualified attorneys at an accomplished law firm for advice and counsel on legal issues no matter how serious or trivial. For over 40 years and with 1.4 million families across North America, Legal Shield can help you, the loyal GCN listener. Representatives are standing by now to answer your questions, so call them now at 1-855-340-SAVE. That's 1-855-340-7283, or visit them at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com.
Got a simple question for you. Can you sell? Yes? Okay. Can you sell the intangible? If yes, and you'd like to work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, with no overtime, no weekends, if you're passionate about not closing sales, but about opening relationships, if you truly have a desire to serve global clients who need your advertising expertise, and you're local to the Twin Cities and Burnsville, are hardworking, self-driven, with experience in sales, marketing, or advertising, are personable and a whiz on the phone, GCN wants to talk with you right now. GCN, the Genesis Communications Network, is one of the largest independent talk radio networks in the world, and we're hiring right now. We offer benefits and an excellent commission structure. Experience preferred, but we'll train the right person. Is that you? Submit your resume today to advertise@gcnlive.com. Again, that's advertise@gcnlive.com. Come work with the Genesis Communications Network, an equal opportunity employer.
Are you tired of searching for great talk radio?
Something more important.
Search no more. We are the GCN Radio Network.
Got a couple lines open for you at 855-660-4261. We're talking about vitamin D in the sun. We probably will not get to all the stuff I want to say about this super important vitamin. Check out my blog, pharmacistben.com. I got a post up there with a couple interesting tidbits about vitamin D, especially vitamin D in the skin. Most people know that vitamin D is a skin vitamin, but there's a lot of things you don't know, at least most people don't know, about the relationship of the skin-made vitamin D to the vitamin D that you get from supplements and the vitamin D that you get from food sources. And I wrote an article with a couple of nice little things on, nice little tidbits, if you will, on pharmacistben.com. You can check that out. You can also check out my website, brightsideben.com. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products or start a longevity business, of course, you can always call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. All right, so calcium and vitamin D are related. Vitamin D helps the body absorb calcium under conditions of vitamin D deficiency. You may have a calcium deficiency even if you take calcium. And calcium, my friends, is much more than a bone-hardening mineral. It is especially important for activating cells, especially cells of the muscle and nervous system. Vitamin D deficiency via calcium deficiency can cause muscle cramping problems, spasms, a condition called tetany where the muscles lock up. It can cause nerve pain, nerve health issues like multiple sclerosis and ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, are also related to vitamin D deficiency, chronic fatigue syndrome, general pain, general lethargy. All of these can be signs that you are missing vitamin D, and you're at risk for vitamin D deficiency if you're not getting enough sun, and if you're using a lot of sunscreens, and if you're ethnic, African American or Hispanic, you got dark skin, you're also at risk for vitamin D deficiency. This is obvious enough because you can't make vitamin D if you're wearing a sunscreen and you're not getting the activity of the sun, or if you got a lot of pigment and you're not getting the activity of the sun on the skin. However, what is less obvious is the fact that you can be vitamin D deficient even if you're out in the sun, if you have kidney disease or liver disease or any digestive issues or malabsorption of fats or inflammatory bowel disease or Crohn's or celiac. All of these can cause a functional vitamin D deficiency even if you're out in the sun, even if you're supplementing, even if you're eating vitamin D containing foods. That's because of the activation process that we've talked about in the last few days. You hardly hear anybody talking about this. You hear a lot about vitamin D, but you don't hear a lot about vitamin D activation. Vitamin D must be switched on. It must be activated, and this activation occurs, for the most part, in the liver and in the kidneys. So if you've got any liver issues, digestive issues, kidney health issues, and diabetes is a major cause of kidney issues, even if you're taking your vitamin D, there's a good possibility that you may have a vitamin D deficiency problem. But there is a solution, and I'll tell you what that is here in a second. If you suspect that you have a liver problem or digestive health issue or kidney issue and you're not activating vitamin D, you can actually activate vitamin D in another way. I'll tell you about that here in just a second. So, vitamin D is important for the absorption and utilization of calcium, but there's other roles that vitamin D plays. One is in the maturity process of cells. As we said before, cells are like people. They have a life cycle. Like people, cells will go from infancy to childhood, to adolescence, to adulthood, to old age, and then to death. And this maturity process, this life cycle process that a cell undergoes is called differentiation, because at every stage in the life of a cell, it takes on a different form. And vitamin D plays a major controlling role in this differentiation or cell maturation process. When cells don't mature properly, what can happen is cells will divide like crazy. Psoriasis is a classic example, and so is cancer. Both of these are signs that the cells are not maturing properly. They're dividing too early. They're dividing too much. And vitamin D supplementation, or vitamin D that you get from the sun, is an important way to prevent this from happening. Vitamin D is also important for protecting you from cancer. In fact, cancer is really the iconic differentiation disease, and vitamin D, because of its stabilizing effect on the differentiation process, is powerfully anti-cancer. In fact, next to vitamin C and maybe vitamin A, vitamin D might be the most important cancer-fighting nutrient that you could ever use. And then there's the genetic role. Vitamin D is a classic epigenetic factor. Like vitamin A, it turns on genes. This is why vitamin D is considered to be, like vitamin A, a hormone more than a vitamin. A typical vitamin has a supportive role. A typical vitamin is like a cofactor. Vitamin A and D, they're not cofactors, they are factors. They exert chemical effects on their own. No mere assistants are they. They are the boss. They are the kingpins. Vitamin A and D are admitted into the sacred space of a cell, the inner sanctum of a cell, the holy little center of a cell called a nucleus, where a cell's most precious commodity is stored. The nucleus of a cell is like the Ark of the Covenant in the Bible, in the book of Exodus. In the Ark of the Covenant, we're told that the 10 Commandments are held, the children of Israel's most precious possession. The nucleus contains the cell's most precious possession, deoxyribonucleic acid, also known as DNA. And just like no one was allowed to get into the Ark of the Covenant unless they had some kind of special status, nothing gets into the nucleus of a cell unless it has a significance, a special status or special significance. And vitamin A and vitamin D both have this kind of special status. Once they get into the nucleus, these two substances actually initiate the production of proteins. They turn on genes. In the case of vitamin D, according to an article, it was in the Journal of Autoimmunity, the journal called Autoimmunity Review, no fewer than 913 different genes are affected by the presence of vitamin D. That's almost 5% of the entire human genome is affected by vitamin D. So if you have a problem activating vitamin D, liver problem, digestive problem, intestinal problem, blood sugar problem that's affecting your kidneys, and you can't activate vitamin D, you should know that the skin can activate vitamin D too. This is so important, and dermatologists don't even know about it, most of them. Anyway, you can actually turn on vitamin D by exposing your skin to the sun. This is just another reason why the sun is so darn important. And the vitamin D we get from the sun can't even touch the vitamin D that we get from food or vitamin D from supplements. In fact, the vast majority of the vitamin D that's floating around in your blood is sunlight-derived. So skin cells not only make vitamin D in response to the sun, they actually activate vitamin D. And what's even really more important and more fascinating is the more vitamin D your skin needs, the more vitamin D your skin will make. The more vitamin D your skin needs, the more vitamin D your skin will activate. That means the sun will stimulate vitamin D, which is a powerful anti-cancer substance, to protect itself from sun cancer. Yes, the sun is anti-cancer. The sun, via this activity of vitamin D, will protect you from cancer. Vitamin D being powerfully anti-cancer. The sun will also support the immune system because vitamin D is also an immune vitamin. You make more vitamin D, you activate more vitamin D, your skin gets more vitamin D, your skin gets more anti-cancer protection when you're out in the sun, and this will not happen if you're wearing sunscreen. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We're coming back with your phone calls, 855-660-4261, right after this.
Are you still a traditional smoker? Now experience a new lifestyle and try vaping with e-cigarettes by LeSig. Imagine no ashes, stains, nasty smell, or coughing and hacking. With LeSig e-cigarettes' revolutionary microelectronic technology, rechargeable battery, and unique replaceable cartridge, you'll get all the benefits and satisfaction of smoking without the hazards. Choose your taste from a wide variety of our new American-made vape-free e-liquids at LeSig.com. And LeSig smokes the competition by serving thousands of worldwide customers with real people customer service, fast, free, same-day shipping, and a 30-day warranty and satisfaction guarantee. So are you ready for a new vaping lifestyle? Then call 870-518-4307. That's 870-518-4307. Or visit LeSig.com, spelled LECIG.com. LeSig e-cigarettes for today's modern smoker.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, listen carefully. Sweeping changes to IRS policies will help more people than ever eliminate their tax debts once and for all. And now, thanks to Dan Pilla, you can get the tax help you need to end your tax nightmare.
Hi, I'm Dan Pilla. I've helped thousands of people reduce or eliminate tax debts they couldn't pay. And after more than 30 years of experience dealing with the IRS, I can tell you there's no such thing as a hopeless tax case. With the IRS's new policies, it's easier than ever to put your tax debt behind you once and for all. Call now at 800-346-6829 to learn how I can help you. You know your IRS debt will not go away by itself, but you don't have to live in fear anymore. Call 800-346-6829. Learn how I can help you eliminate wage and bank levies, release tax liens, and negotiate a settlement with the IRS that will put your tax nightmare behind you forever. Call 800-34-NO-TAX or go to my website, taxhelponline.com. That's taxhelponline.com.
It's hurricane and wildfire season again. Why do thousands of people sit in these reoccurring problem areas year after year, betting their lives that the disaster won't get them? Hundreds of you helped eFoods Direct ship 50,000 donated meals to the Oklahoma victims. The problem is we can't help everybody. If every one of us who can will take care of ourselves, we can all pitch in to take care of those who really can't. The new just-in-case pack from eFoods Direct is the big brother to the 7-day emergency pack designed for Oklahoma disaster donations. It contains a 2-month supply for one person, or a 1-month supply for 2 adults, or a 2-week supply for a family of 4. The $320 price is $50 less than retail. Call 800-409-5633 on the web efoodsdirect.com/Alex. Order 2 or more, get 10% off, free shipping applies. Call 800-409-5633 on the web efoodsdirect.com/Alex. For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey Guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit GoBerkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey Guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products. Most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey Guy at GoBerkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of the Berkey Guy.
There are those curious about Bitcoins and those using and making money with Bitcoins. What are Bitcoins? A Bitcoin is the first decentralized currency that can be easily transferred from person to person over the Internet. No bank needed. This means lower fees, and accounts can never be frozen, limited, or closed. You are in control of your money. And the best part? You can start earning and making money with Bitcoins right away. No computer or expertise is required to earn money with Bitcoins, and a growing number of merchants now accept Bitcoins. Plus, they're easily exchanged for dollars, euros, and more. Learn more about the easiest, cheapest, most profitable way to enter the Bitcoin market and get paid every 2 weeks by one of the fastest-growing Bitcoin miners in the world at cloudhashing.com. Just like it sounds, cloudhashing.com. That's cloudhashing.com. We mine your business.
The GCN Radio Network, providing the world with hard-hitting talk radio. GCN. Great talk radio starts here.
I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, and we are here Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific, 10 to 11 Central. You can also check out our archive page at brightsideben.com. You'll also find a shopping cart with all the longevity products, including the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, and you'll also find a Join the Team link that you can click on if you want to start a longevity business and help spread the word about the power and the importance of a good nutritional supplement program, or just get your products at the wholesale price, or enjoy all the tax benefits associated with having your own business for a one-time $10 fee. You get your own business. You can write off your home apartment. You can write off your samples. You can write off your gas when you drive to meetings, etc. and that's just for a one-time $10 fee. You can find out all about it at brightsideben.com, or you can call the folks at 866-735-2470, and they can tell you about it too. Our number today is 855-660-4261. We do have a couple lines open for you. Let me see if there's anything else here I want to finish up on vitamin D. We'll finish up talking about the different sources of vitamin D and the different types of vitamin D on our next program. And then we're going to spend the next day, the next program, talking about letters or discussing some of the letters and Facebooks that I've gotten. So if you sent me a letter or you've sent me a Facebook and I haven't replied, please accept my apologies. I try to get to as many as I can. I try to get to as many phone calls as I can, but invariably I do leave some folks behind. So we'll get to some letters and Facebooks on our next program. And then after that, we're going to be talking about another misunderstood and underappreciated anabolic building nutrient that you want to know about and you want to know how to use, especially if you're dealing with osteoporosis or bone health issues. Okay, last thing I want to say today about vitamin D, and then we'll get your phone calls. Vitamin D is, as we said before the break, skin activated. There are different ways to get vitamin D, but the most important way for you to get your vitamin D is via solar activation of skin cells, and there's a lot of reasons for that, most importantly because there's a control factor. The more vitamin D you need and the more vitamin D that your skin needs, the more it will make. The less vitamin D your body needs, the less vitamin D your skin needs, the less it will make. Another super example of the intelligence of the body. The production and activation of vitamin D in the body is tightly regulated, and the production of vitamin D in the skin is tightly regulated as well. The more your body and the more your skin needs, the more it will make, as long as you got some sun, as long as you're in the sun. Please, people, do not fall for that nonsense about staying out of the sun, about wearing sunscreens when you ever go out in the sun. And the worst kind of skincare products, in my opinion, or among the worst skincare products, are the ones that have built-in sunscreens. A lot of facial products, a lot of eye creams, they'll have a built-in sunscreen that will prevent you from getting any sun. So as soon as you put your moisturizer on, bingo, you've now blocked the sun from being able to activate skin cells into making vitamin D. Only wear a sunscreen if you're going to be burning, because it's never a good idea to be burning. So if you're going to be out in the sun for a long time, you're playing golf, playing tennis, you're laying out at the beach, then you may need a sunscreen. In that case, actually, what you want to wear is zinc oxide. As we said before, zinc oxide is non-toxic. It will block everything. You won't get any vitamin D, that's for sure, but at least you won't be burning. And all of this sun activation and getting out in the sun to get your vitamin D is extra, extra, extra important if you got liver issues, or if you have kidney issues, or if you've had your gallbladder removed, or if you have any fat malabsorption issues, if you have diabetes or any blood sugar issues. All of this can affect how much activation of vitamin D occurs. And if you get out in the sun, you can bypass any of those problems because the skin can activate vitamin D in addition to the liver and the kidney. Okay, 855-660-4261. Let's take our first phone call of the day. Welcome, Rick, to the bright side. What's going on, buddy? How can we help you?
Oh, hey, Ben. Appreciate you taking my call. A friend of mine, he said his 27-year-old niece had a diving accident last month and is now quadriplegic. And so,
oh, man. I'm sorry.
Just That's wondering, I know if you just leave it to the doctors, they're not going to help her a lot, but I was just wondering what you might suggest.
Lots you could do. Lots you should be doing. Now, if she's a quad, she may have some digestive issues, so it's going to be important that she liquefies as much of her nutrition as possible. The Beyond Tangy Tangerine is a must-have for all quads. And by the way, we had a guy on a couple days ago named Paul Lane, who's a bureau chief at a radio station in Southern California, and he is also a longevity rep, and he's a quadriplegic. And he has done a lot of wonderful things for himself using nutrition. He just started using longevity products a few months ago, but he's been using nutritional products and nutritional supplementation for almost 20 years, and he's somewhat of an expert on nutrition for quadriplegics and paraplegics. So if you shoot me an email, Rick, ben@ksco.com, just say, Rick, you're in North Carolina, Rick?
Yeah.
Just say Rick from North Carolina. I'll get you his phone number, and you probably can. And Paul's very accessible, so I'm sure he'd be glad to reach out to your friend.
I did shoot him an email, but he hasn't responded.
Oh, you already did? Okay, good. Well, yeah, he will respond. He's a good guy. I'll even give him a call today and remind him. In any case, liquid nutrition, Beyond Tangy Tangerine, smoothies, vegetable juices. Make sure that your friend is getting enough of the water-soluble vitamins, the B's and the C's, as well as the fat-soluble vitamins that are very important for nerve health. Vitamin K, vitamin D, vitamin E, and vitamin A. 20,000 international units of vitamin A. Have your friend's daughter getting out in the sun. Very, very important to get the vitamin D. As we said just a moment ago, if she has any digestive issues, which she very well could, being a quadriplegic, it's going to be difficult for her to activate vitamin D. But sunshine vitamin D can be activated by the skin. So have her getting out in the sun. It can also improve the healing process in general. Let's see what else. Make sure she's getting enough protein, but make sure the protein is liquefied, not steak protein necessarily, because, again, it's going to be hard for her to process these nutrients. So making whey protein smoothies, using essential fatty acids with the whey. Essential fatty acids are very important for nerve health, especially fish oil, especially DHA and EPA. A lot of people are down on fish oil these days, but as it turns out, for the nerves, fish oil is specifically important. Usually you can get your omega-3s. You probably should get your omega-3s from flaxseed oil or from seed oils, hemp seed oil as well. But the omega-3 derivatives that are found in fish oil have a specific role to play in the health of the brain and the health of the nerves. So make sure she's getting her fish oil. The Ultimate EFAs will get her some of that. Minerals like zinc and calcium, super important for nerve health. She's a quadriplegic. She'll benefit that way as well. So make sure she's getting all her minerals. Using the minerals in a liquid form is to her advantage. Colloidal minerals or ionic minerals, of course, you'll get those in the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. So-called plant-derived minerals, which are much easier for the body to digest. So you want to focus on easy to digest, easy to absorb nutrients, and you want to focus on the anabolic building nutrients. And in a way, what your friend is dealing with, being a quadriplegic, or your friend's daughter is dealing with being a quadriplegic, is just a dramatic, exaggerated version of what we're all dealing with. Even if we're not quadriplegic, we are all somewhat compromised in our body's ability to absorb and access nutrients, and we're all in need of anabolic or building nutrients, just like your friend's daughter is. So she's what you want to think of when you're dealing with nutritional supplementation for a sick person or a person who's had an injury, some kind of traumatic injury, or a quadriplegic, is just an extra strong or extra exaggerated version of the same kind of nutritional supplement program we all need. All right, Rick, does that help you, buddy?
Yeah, appreciate it.
God bless, man. Talk to you later. Send me an email. Oh, that's all right. You already talked to Paul. All right, take care, bro. All right, we're coming back with more phone calls right after this. 855-660-4261 is our number. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You are listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network.
Hello, it's Tom Chenault from The Tom Chenault Show. We are experts in home-based business and residual income. We show people how to make money from their home, either part-time or full-time. And in partnership with Genesis Communication Network, we've organized a team to fight back about people not having money, time, or health. And we need your help. What we want you to do is, if you've got an interest in building an organization to fight back against people taking our money, taking our time, and taking our health, we want to talk to you. All you need to do is call this number, 855-308-8326. Again, all you want to do is call 855-308-8326. You can make a tremendous amount of money and end up fighting for a great cause. Please call us right now.
You know about RVs, you've heard about bunkers, but surviving is not recreation, and man wasn't made to live underground. Introducing Survivalist Camps, the ultimate fully functional off-the-grid survival bug-out house that's mobile, well-equipped, and custom-built to outlast any other RV or trailer. Go to survivalistcamps.com to learn more. That's survivalistcamps.com, providing your basic needs to survive. Survivalistcamps.com.
You've thought about it for years. Well, the time is now. You need a secret bunker, and you need it deep and strong. Atlas Survival Shelters should be your first and only choice. The experts at Atlas can help you choose a shelter that has all the comforts of your home and is 11 times stronger than square box shelters. Call Atlas at 1-855-4BUNKERS. 1-855-4BUNKERS. Or visit IWantThatBunker.com. Atlas Survival Shelters. Better prepared than scared.
Great news, pure water lovers. BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com has a special discount offer for all GCN listeners. You can't do better than a Big Berkey for economy. For only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. There's none better than a Big Berkey for emergency preparedness as a backup water source. And you just can't beat a Big Berkey to remove dangerous chlorine, all types of fluoride, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, parasites, and unhealthy byproducts from municipal water. Berkey water filter systems are even powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. For the gold standard in water filters, get a Big Berkey at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And all GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. For details, call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Hi there. My name is Frank Bates. What I'm about to tell you in the next 60 seconds could get me in a lot of trouble. I just created a free video presentation at 123coverup.com that exposes the electricity monopolies and government agencies for what they really are: incompetent, lying crooks that are counting on your ignorance and fear to keep your power bills criminally high. Some have called this a conspiracy. Others have called it a cover-up, and you will be shocked to find out how deep the conspiracy goes. My video at 123coverup.com exposes the truth and shows you the secret of how I beat them and how you can beat them too. Watch the controversial video that thousands of other smart patriots have already seen in the last 3 months. Go to 123coverup.com and discover one weird trick to slash your power bill and protect your home. Go watch my video now at 123coverup.com before they force me to shut it down. Again, that's 123coverup.com.
America's #1 source for independent talk radio for over a decade. We are the GCN Radio Network.
Back on the bright side, BJ in Texas. What's going on? Welcome, my friend.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. What's cooking?
Thank you for taking my call, Ben.
Yes.
I talked with you a few months ago about my Charlie horses that I used to have. But I don't have them anymore, so thank you for that.
Well, hang on. Remind me. I vaguely remember this. You had Charlie horses. What did I tell you? And what did you do?
They were down in my feet, down in my side, everywhere.
And what did you do?
And you told me about taking some different supplements, and they went away, so I'm fine.
Praise God. That's how it works, right? All right.
But now I have a question about vitamin D.
Okay.
You were saying, well, we don't use sunscreen. I haven't used sunscreen on my daughter for years. I mean, we just refuse to use it.
Okay.
Which is good. But I do a lot of driving. I have broke my hip.
Okay.
And I just can't sit at home. I'm just not a home person. So I go out driving.
Okay.
And my left arm
is out in the sun. You got it out in the sun.
I mean,
okay.
I look like I'm Indian. Well,
okay.
I do have Indian in me, but it's so red. It's just I look like I'm Indian. But now what's happening is, it's not burned.
DJ, I got to get you to ask a question. I got a whole queue of folks here. Frame it like a question, sweetheart.
Well, anyways, just a second. So, now it's starting to wrinkle up and look leathery.
Just your arm?
Yeah, just my arm.
Okay, a couple of things. So it might have something to do with the sun, but that shouldn't be happening. So what you want to do is you want to consider the fact that your body's not responding to the sun as it should. It's not repairing as it should, and start to work with repair nutrients. Now, if you have any digestive issues, you got to focus on those. I'm not going to go into that, but you've got to focus on those because everything I tell you about is not going to get absorbed and utilized if you have some kind of digestive issue. So correct any digestive issues. As far as the sun goes, make sure you're getting enough vitamin C. It's majorly protective for the connective tissue underneath the skin, which you're describing it sounds like a connective tissue problem. Make sure you're getting enough vitamin C. In fact, I would be using topical vitamin C as well. Topical vitamin C will protect your skin from the sun, and it won't necessarily block solar radiation and solar activation of vitamin D. So get some vitamin C cream. If you go to the Sanitas website or you Google topical vitamin C, you'll find a good fat-soluble vitamin C. Sanitas is Sanitas, and I formulated that product, so I know all about it. It's fat-soluble vitamin C, and you can use it all over your body, but especially on your face. But you might want to put it on your arms if it's being exposed to the sun. In addition to taking internal vitamin C, 5 to 10 grams of it a day. That's 1 teaspoon to 2 teaspoons of vitamin C powder. Use the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, which will get you 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C as well. And then you may want to consider using some topical vitamin E on that arm, too. Topical vitamin E can also have some sun protective benefits. Sounds like, though, you're not making collagen in response to the breakdown of collagen that can sometimes occur when you're out in the sun too long. Also, essential fatty acids can be helpful, omega-3s and omega-6s. In addition to the vitamin C and the vitamin E. And then, of course, you absolutely 100% want to be correcting any digestive issues that you might have. BJ, I got to let you go. Got a bunch of calls on there. If you have any more questions or anything else I can help you with, send me an email, ben@ksco.com, okay?
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Take care, BJ. Bye-bye. Okay, Nancy in Tennessee, I'm sorry you've been holding on forever. What's going on?
I have a question about nutrition for infants. My daughter's 7-month-old is just now starting taking in solid foods, and he's primarily been breastfed, and she's getting on board with supplements and nutrition, but, still some issues there. And, of course, he's had all of his vaccinations and all that. But I just want to know what kind of foods we can be feeding him. And
how old is the baby?
7 months.
And not breastfeeding at all any longer?
Yeah, he is still, but he's also taking in solids.
Okay, so you want to grind up vegetables. That's the most important
thing. Do they need to be cooked or just lightly steamed?
See how he does with lightly steamed. Sometimes kids will have reactions if the veggies aren't cooked enough. Does he have any digestive issues, or is he okay that way?
He has a little issues with some, not diarrhea, but more constipation, but they tell her it's normal.
No, it's not normal. Link them up to foods. Link the constipation up to foods. It's normal maybe the first week or something as the digestive system is growing and maturing, but after 7 months he should be okay. If mom has any digestive problems, that's going to digestive triggers, those are going to come out in the breast milk. So she needs to, the most important thing is going to be to work on mom's nutrition and mom's digestion, especially if she has a history of allergies or food toxicity or any kind of digestive problem. So most important to focus on mom. Make sure mom's getting enough fat, especially omega-3 fats, which will build the baby's brain. That is from fish oil. Make sure your mom's eating fish if she can't handle it, preferably not toxic fish from, Thailand or something, which is where all that Fukushima stuff is going. You want North Atlantic fish. Fish oil, iodine supplementations. Mom needs iodoral. Iodine gets a lot of press for the thyroid, and indeed it's very important for the thyroid. But what most folks don't realize is the number one cause of mental retardation in children around the world is iodine deficiency. Iodine is incredibly important for the development of a child's brain. So make sure mom is getting enough iodine. It will help her for her thyroid as well. And sometimes women have thyroid problems after they deliver. So make sure mom's getting enough iodine. Make sure mom's getting enough fish oil and essential fatty acids. Make sure mom's getting enough protein as well, preferably whey protein, which will provide building materials which will come out of the milk. I've said that before about whey protein. Whey protein not only gives you protein, it gives you building factors that are not necessarily related to the amino acids, the proteins in whey. And all of those will come out of the milk, and all of those will help build a strong, powerful baby. So fats, iodine, essential fatty acids, zinc also. No, I don't want to forget about zinc. 50 milligrams of zinc a day for mom. And that will also come out in the breast milk, and zinc is very important for the development of the baby, especially the muscle structure, the skeletal structure of the baby, and the brain of the baby. And then whenever the baby's constipated, you want to connect that constipation up to either something the baby ate directly or something the mom ate, and you want to see if you could eliminate that constipation. Last but most certainly not least, if baby can do fermented foods, that will be great. That will provide some probiotic bacteria. And then most certainly if mom can do fermented foods, or mom should be taking probiotics, those good bacteria will come out in the breast milk, and that will support the baby's digestive system and may improve the diarrhea as well. Okay, so there's tons of stuff you could do there. EFAs, zinc, iodine, probiotics, correct all digestive issues that mom has, and then keep the baby on strained veggies. Have the baby be very, very careful about sugar and sweet stuff for the baby. This will predispose the baby to diabetes or blood sugar problems further on down the road. And you don't want the baby to be to get addicted to sweets at too early an age. Breast milk is plenty sweet, and adding in any fruit juice or apple juice or anything like that can make matters a lot worse, especially for blood sugar control. Does that make sense, ma'am?
Udo's oil.
What's
yes,
that?
Are you there? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, go ahead.
Udo's. We have an Udo's blend, the Udo's blend.
Yeah, Udo's.
And I was wondering if we put a little bit of that on his food.
Yeah,
Would that be good?
Heck yeah.
Okay.
Now, Udo's won't give you the DHA and EPA. There's no fish oil in Udo's. There's two very interesting essential fatty acid derivatives called EPA and DHA. They're only found in fish and in algae as well, in seafood and ocean products. So you're not going to get those in the Udo's. The Udo's is great, though. I love Udo's, but you got to get the baby a little bit of fish oil, extra fish oil. Break open an Ultimate EFA cap and squeeze some of that in there, in addition to a little bit of the Udo's. And indeed, you can put that right on the veggies, and the baby can eat that.
Great.
Okay. Good. God bless. Good luck with everything,
Thank
Nancy.
you.
Okay. All right. Real quick, Nancy in Texas. Got about a minute, ma'am. See if we can answer your question here.
Okay, I just wanted to get weaned off my medications.
What are you on?
Gabapentin or Neurontin.
Neurontin?
Yeah.
Yes, seizures. Are they given to you for seizures or for pain?
For pain.
Okay. Do you have face pain, trigeminal neuralgia? What kind of pain is it?
It's fibromyalgia pain.
Okay. Fibromyalgia, and we got to wind down here, Nancy, so I'm going to need you to call me back on Monday to get you a complete answer. Fibromyalgia is a generalized symptom. It occurs when the body is generally toxic. You want to consider it to be toxicity, especially toxicity from bacteria in the gut. Bacteria in the gut, the bad bacteria in the gut, produce something called endotoxins that are basically poisons. They float around in the blood, they come to rest in the muscle, and that's one of the major reasons why you end up with fibromyalgia. There's some complicated reasons why that occurs, but correct digestive issues, get on the probiotics. It's the most important thing you can do for fibromyalgia. Nancy, I got to have you call back on Monday if you want more detailed information. I apologize for that. All right, that's all the time we have for today. Next program, we'll finish up talking about vitamin D. Check out my blog, pharmacistben.com. Got a couple neat little tidbits that I'm not going to get to talk about vitamin D. And that's it. We'll talk to y'all later, folks. Have a wonderful, beautiful, spectacular...
Attention citizens of Northern Arizona, are you prepared? If not, now's your chance to get prepared at the Arizona Survivalist Prepper Expo, August 24th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Tim's Toyota Center in Prescott Valley. Visit with Arizona-based and national suppliers of such items as freeze-dried foods, solar ovens, solar equipment, tactical gear, camping gear, water filtration supplies, and much more. Do you need a bug-out bag? Do you need to stock up on freeze-dried food? Are you curious what a solar oven is? Take a tour of the Ultimate Bunker, a portable above or below ground survival shelter. Visit with Doomsday Prepper stars from around Arizona, such as Tim Ralston of Gear Up and Brian Moffitt of Extreme Defense USA. Informative speakers will be providing valuable insight every hour on such topics as long-term food storage and emergency first aid skills. Bring your family, bring your friends, bring your neighbors. We won't rest until every citizen in Arizona is prepared. Visit our website, ArizonaSurvivalistshows.com.
Time and time again.
You need to come here and help us. We need assistance, please.
Those we should be able to depend on let us down.
Federal and state and local officials saying help is on the way. Well, the folks here in Bell Harbor say, show me.
Don't depend on the government to save you. Take action now so that you're prepared for the next disaster with MyPatriotSupply.com. Get the best prices on storable food, non-GMO seeds, water filtration devices, home canning equipment, survival and self-reliance books, and more at MyPatriotSupply.com. Call 866-229-0927.
We are hurting down here, and we need help immediately.
Before it's time to survive, it's time to prepare. MyPatriotSupply.com. MyPatriotSupply.com.